episode showed us that Jack has been wrong, that Locke has been right, that Ben is probably a good guy, and there are other forces at work, namely Naomi's people, and we'll learn more about them in season 4. But beyond that, I don't have a huge take on the whole thing, to be honest with you. Just the take on the take is that if Naomi's people are clearly identified now, I think in my mind, as bad guys, and with that, and with the way Ben acted in the finale, question mark over whether or not he's as evil. His methods are questionable, but as you said, he hasn't really done a hell of a lot that's totally evil.
Is Penny looking for Desmond? Or has she got an ulterior motive of staying in this island? As a reference to a flashback that Ben had.
What flashback did Ben had? And you have a question as well, Mike, you want Mike, so I'm saying.
His little friend.
There's a few jokes I could make. There's a few jokes I could make, but no, I'm not going to make those jokes.
Don't hand me the mic now, you know.
The little girl. We just see what happened.
Oh.
Yes. The little girl, yeah, I was wondering if the little girl that's with Ben in the flashbacks is maybe Penny. And the other thing, and I'll hand it back to you for you to thought, but the other thing that's worth mentioning is in the previous episode, the Charlie swimming scene. There's apparently on the audio, I haven't completely checked it out yet, but apparently on the audio you can hear children shouting and somebody says, "Come on, Desmond," which gives the impression that Desmond was at the swimming pool the same day Charlie learned to swim with his father. Just that he's there somewhere in the background, another child. I have a question for you guys in a minute. You were looking at the mic.
It was actually to Charlie's reference, and was it Desmond's flashback, where Charlie was actually standing playing the guitar busking, and just as the rain started, his busking, he was packing the guitar, he was busking.
Why do you get to stop there?
A car actually goes past the background, and I'm really sure it looks like a BMW, but there's no registration number.
I thought it could be the general relief of the Dukes of Hazzard. You could fix the audio and you could
but the actual number plate is not a number plate, but it's the exact same badge as on the VW that Hurley runs over the guys on the island.
Oh, that's not cool!
It is.
And isn't the same badge? Yeah. Definitely. Right. Who's driving the car?
I was focusing on the road, I thought another driver. Couldn't see, you can't see him go past him. Oh, you know?
I thought
It's Desmond.
No. Penny's father.
Oh, I was going to say Richard. Richard, the guy who doesn't age.
Nah.
He went out and he got Juliet. He went out and got the whole lot of them. I bet it's Richard.
This is before the crash, he didn't know Charlie.
Russell the guy hasn't changed.
I'm glad that wasn't picked up in my list.
The
point you just made, Tom, yeah, okay, that's a good point actually, yeah. But no, there are initiative foreshadowing them long before the crash. There's more to this than we know. The Dharma Initiative, having been taken over by the hostiles, was shadowing Charlie and shadowing the whole island. You know, there's another podcast being recorded over here. Guys, a question for everybody, a quick fire question. Geraldine, who's in the casket?
Could it be Penny?
Michael, who's in the casket?
I haven't got a clue.
Not allowed. Tom, who's in the casket?
Well, seeing as I thought it was his father all along, don't know why you're asking me.
Jack's father.
His father. I thought that was where he actually went to Lottie's father before he brought him to the island.
But didn't he bring the remains on the plane with him?
Yeah, but I thought it was supposed to be a flashback. That would be Santorini, that he went to Lottie and he'd be thinking to himself, why did nobody show up? This was the guy who was a famous surgeon. Why did nobody show up? That's what I was thinking all along.
But we do know it's a man, so it's obviously not Penny.
Well,
not necessarily, we don't know what's happening at the moment. I have a funny feeling that there's one of the people from off island, and it's not a large enough casket to be Hurley.
Oh, mean!
That's not being mean. Right, but it's just a normal sized casket. So therefore,
well, it's not to say that
I say either Sawyer or Ben. Someone of the two. Because when Jack says to Kate, are you going to go? She says, why would I go? I have to get back to him.
But the
question I have there is, who is Kate going back to? Now, is it her husband, the sheriff? Not the sheriff from here. We're going to completely confuse Tom here with evasion. Is it the sheriff guy? Is it Sawyer? Or is it somebody from Naomi's people? Who is Kate going back to? Shirley?
I haven't a clue, but I have something. I just have something.
Of course you
else to
have. Of course
say.
you have. I'll only edit it out.
Right,
Just edit. It's gone. You can stop. Talk for hours. I don't. Nobody will hear it, Shirley.
Nice walk out.
Yeah. It's
Sarcastic.
Really?
it just keeps spinning the microphone. It is, I think, it is.
Sorry.
It is misleading. You don't know actually who it is. When I first seen it, I assumed it was Jack's father again. But the way the article was looking at the paper and everything else, no. So Thomas was over here. He thinks it's Michael. That's Walt's father. It's very hard to say. It really is. It's just one thing that he was actually asked. That was his father. Yeah. Was when they get in the party come out, he says to him, "Are you friend or your family?"
Neither.
And he says, "I'm neither." So I don't think it really was his father. But I think it's or he just totally disowned his father. But I don't know. Right?
I have to say though, I've only seen it once. I know Michael, you've seen it 3 times.
Yeah.
You've seen it once. Geraldine, you've seen it once. I've seen it once, but I did. One of the fans, there's a lot of fans online who didn't hear the spoilers, but still twigged at the start that it was a flash forward. I just thought he looked a bit too old. I did.
But he did.
And the maps in his apartment as well. So at those stages, I wasn't thinking about his father. There's maps in his apartment. Jack's apartment. Did you not see that?
I'm not very observant at all.
But seeing that I only caught that the second time I watched it, not the first time. I only spotted the maps the second time I watched it. Sorry.
Just like the hate.
It's good the way he apologises when he comes into camera, but it's best to do apologise.
What maps? Of what?
In Jack's apartment, in one of the flash forwards, we see that his apartment, he's just lying, I think he's on the floor, is he, or in this chair?
No, he's actually in the chair. The actual map is actually of Great Britain.
Okay.
That's what the map is. And
So there's other maps.
It was up in Britain, isn't it?
No, it's not. That was
Yeah, because there's rules of man.
All those maps,
Yeah.
the main focus on the front of the screen is actually a map of Great Britain turned sideways. Because I stopped the videos and I was going, oh, that's England, Great Britain, turned on the side. But there's different maps around.
So, is that in reference to him trying to figure out the line of does again? Because apparently they don't even know what line does now.
No, but nobody knows where it's
But sure, if they were aware of Penny, if Desmond reveals, or she didn't have a chance. So Desmond doesn't know that Penny was.
It wasn't Penny that read the question.
No, we know that, but remember from the photograph dropping and Desmond said that Penny was coming from. So Desmond then obviously doesn't know because of the way back to Penny. She doesn't know that we're going to Penny for the
You don't think that was happening by 2007? I mean, we don't know for a fact that Naomi's people who are about to arrive on Christmas Day 2005 are the ones that get them off the island. I think, and I'm asking as a question, but I think what happens next, here on in, I think